The PDP also asked Professor Mahmoud Yakubu to resign his chairmanship of the Electoral Commission, insisting that INEC rigged for the APC. Isn't this a weighty allegation, BKO?
Yeah, but it's up to them to prove it. People can make all kinds of wild claims. You see, Atiku said, and I quote, "The weekend election was neither free nor fair. Preliminary assessment indicates that it is the worst conducted election since the return of democratic rule. The manipulation and fraud that attended the election were unprecedented in the history of our nation." And the APC responded by saying, "You cannot bully INEC to announce concocted elections to favor the Labour Party as well as the PDP." And as far as the APC are concerned, they are playing up some isolated incidents across the country to rubbish the entire process. That is my view too. Yes, there were irregularities in some states, but the election was generally peaceful and generally free and fair. That is why you see that even the complaints are limited to just some parts of our country. Northern Nigeria with 19 states, how many reports have we received that the elections were rigged? The people making so much noise that the elections were rigged just because of the matter of transmission, they are located largely in Lagos and a few states, including Rivers, where it was reported that votes were suppressed and all that. Vote suppression is a very, very bad thing. It's something that we have to deal with. It is barbaric for people to stop others from going to vote just because you fear that they are going to defeat you in the election. I oppose it wherever it happens. I oppose it with all my heart. I've always wanted a free and fair election in our country. And because I know that that is the first step towards achieving growth and development. The moment we are able to get our elections right, we will be able to get leadership right. We will be able to find the right leaders because they know that if they do not work for the people, they will be chased away with the people's ballots. So, as we are seeing now, power is coming gradually into the hands of the people. If 20 governors out of 36 could not deliver their states in the presidential election, I have never seen an election more credible than this one. Since 2019, we have never had it this good, that 20 governors will fail to defend their states. In the past, they will simply write the figures. But what people are doing now is simply to gloss over the successes that we recorded just because of some isolated incidents and because INEC was not able to upload all of the results from the polling units. But we must always look at positives. Someone like El-Rufai lost his state by a wide margin, and heavens have not fallen. In the past, I could not imagine that El-Rufai, who scored on 2 occasions, he scored more than 1 million votes to be elected governor in that state. I couldn't have imagined that El-Rufai would lose Kaduna by a wide margin. And look at the President Muhammadu Buhari also lost Katsina. Yes, by a small margin. They lost Katsina. Out of the 7 states of the Northwest, APC, Atiku won 4. APC won only 2. And NNPP took just one state, that is Kano. You look at the Northeast, out of the 6 states of the Northeast, Atiku alone won 5. And APC won only one, which is Borno State. In fact, Borno, they had to struggle, despite Borno being the home of the vice presidential candidate. So this time around, you must work hard to win an election. It's no longer business as usual. You can no longer sit down and write results or hijack ballot papers on the way to the local government collation centers. No, those things are not happening anymore. So what people do now is to suppress votes, to go and block people, ensure that they can, where you are weak, ensure that your opponents cannot get to the polling centers. It is barbaric, it is irresponsible, and I oppose it. But I also oppose people trying to make it sound like this election was a total sham. Some people are extremely dishonest. They know in their hearts that this election, by even the results that came out, was largely successful, largely represented the wish and the desires of our people. The first goal of an election is for the voice of the people to be heard, is for the wish of the people to be expressed. No one can say that the views of our people have not been expressed loudly in this election. It is the person who deserves to win that won the election. This is a fact. And the courts, I'm sure that the courts will show that, because I looked at Kwara. Exactly what I expected to happen in Kwara was what happened. The Sarakis will not be able to launch a comeback. I predicted it, and that's what happened. APC won all the local governments in Kwara.
Absolutely.
Because the people of Kwara were not prepared to return to Saraki rule at this time. So generally, what we thought would happen happened across the states. Look at Lagos. You can imagine Asiwaju Bola Tinubu contesting in Lagos and being beaten. He was defeated in his local government, defeated in the state. Yet, people will still say so much rigging. Where? If he wanted to rig, will he allow himself to be defeated in his state when he's contesting?
Right.
He also lost Osun State. None of us saw it coming. We thought the people would vote for him because, he's their son. He's a Yoruba man, he's their son. So this election really makes me happy, because whatever the inadequacies, look at Delta State. Look at what happened in Delta. See the way Okowa and the rest of them were decimated and disgraced. Look at Edo State. Edo State succumbed to the Labour Party tsunami. The governor came third. PDP came third. That's to show you that Obaseki is no longer popular. He came third. Even APC defeated him in Edo State. This is the thing. There are many positives that we can take away from this election if we are honest people, if we want to tell ourselves the truth. And I am committed to saying the truth, that yes, there were irregularities, but you cannot say the irregularities were across board. You cannot say the irregularities cut across the entire country. To say that is to be extremely dishonest, is to not fear God.
Right, BKO. Let me quickly take one or two comments here. Fabian Akezi says, Iochayu cost Atiku and the PDP the presidential election. If he wanted AA to be president, he should have stepped down a long time ago. Wike would have won the election if he was given the ticket. Kenneth Agbo says, this is the freest election in Nigeria. Yes, there may have been some irregularities in some places, but they are not enough to invalidate this election. Obi never ran to win because you must win to third of 24 states. Nelson Adufe Samuel Oluwarunfola says, I totally agree with Wike, INEC and good Nigerians. Yoruba adage says, if one person does not lose, the other person will not win.